January the 12th. Now, I haven't posted a video in over a week. We had, as you probably all know, a bit of a freeze. We were -4, 5, 6. That was daytime temperatures, well, morning time temperatures. A lot of snow in the south of the country. Luckily enough, we had no snow at all actually up here. It stopped in North Leinster, and as I came into Ulster, we had a little bit of sleet the first night, a little bit of snow in the hills, and after that then it just returned to really low temperatures. So we escaped the worst of the weather. They're still struggling, I think, below, as I say, in the south and the southwest. The cattle have been in on this ground for the last week. The ponies are in behind them. There we go, we can see them there. I'm moving them on up a lane here. My quad is there, so they're coming back out here and going into a field on the left hand side. Now, before I came down here to the cattle, I have my fence made. I threw out a trailer load of silage in on the grass that they're going to be eating, so they'll have a full day of grass and a half a trailer of silage just to keep them topped up. And the reason for that is the grass that we're coming onto now is mostly winter growing grass, so there's not much of it and there's not much power in it. So I want to keep them full. So they've been on silage and haylage only in here for the last week. Well, they had the first day's grazing, and after that then it was me hauling in bales to them. What's up, Pedro? You're all right, are you, boy? This fella's getting very quiet. He was a spooky foal. This is not my foal, but I'm rearing him for a friend of mine. He is a full brother to this lady here, who is my mare. So what was I saying? Let me pause now and go back and see what I was talking about, and I'll be back. Anyhow, so that's what happens when I get distracted. The carry on is, I was saying in my last video, I was in and around a 90-day rotation. So I was just looking through my phone. That's what I was on about. I was going through my records, going through my videos, and the field that we're going into now, the fence is off, it is, yeah. The field that we're going into now, we were not there since the 1st of October. The last time I was in that field was the 1st of October. So we're now the 12th of January. So we were on a 90-day rotation, and I did think that once we had started to feed, we would see our rotations get that little bit longer. So I'm now over 100 days. I'm 102 days to be exact of a rotation. So I am very pleased with that. That is 3.5 months, is it? Thereabouts. The best part of 3.5 months for one complete cycle. So I'm now mostly through January. There's my bull calf getting manly, rising on other bits of bullocks. So he is starting to juice up in the mind a little bit. We're past the equinox. We're getting a little bit of a stretch in the evens. I won't just talk about that yet, because in the next month, after Bridget's Day, the 1st of February, we'll definitely start to notice a little cock step in the evening. So they have been on this. This is a dry enough place, even though it's full of rushes. It's an ideal place for, I tend to be in here when the frost is hard. It's just worked out that way in the last few years. So I will probably clean up. Yes, again, I know I have said that. I'll probably clean off these rushes as soon as I get a chance before the cattle come back again. So I'm going to allow the ponies in here immediately now. They have been up on the higher side. I'm going to allow them into these rushes here. There's nothing amazing, but there's little bits of picking in there, and there's silage and hay residue in here from the cattle. So I'm going to close down this video now and open up the gaps and let them walk on up, and we'll be back in a sec. And I'll just show you the grass that I have grown since October, November, December and into January now. So basically what I've grown now is winter grass. So interesting enough to see what we have. So I will be back now very shortly. So I've made my little lane. You might see a wire along here. I'm going to get them to walk down this track I've made with my quad, and they're going to go in behind me, and I'll show you the grass that they're going to go onto now in a sec. I'm just going to walk on back. So I literally just put in that bit of a lane there now. I can see my ponies are sitting at the gate. They're anxious to get moving as well. So yeah, they're going to get moving also. But I need to get them out of my way first before I can get the cattle across. I'll just show you what I have done and what the situation was for the last week. I've had 2 wires in. You know that the calves are giving me a little bit of trouble, so I have to put 2 wires in at all times. They're starting to respect the double wire, so I have the lower wire ran in just to make my lane, and I have my fence put on the outside of this hedge. So the cattle were in here, and I had my double wire here, you can see it. So the double wire on the straight clean side of a hedge, so that stops them from coming through. Now that's a fairly good hedge. There's 2 row of barbed wire in there as well, but just for added measure, I don't want them coming through that hedge and into ground that's not belonging to us, and they're not meant to be eaten. So I'm going to now Potchine and Moonshine, uncle and niece. He's by Coral Bambi, and this is a Prince Richard. Yeah, right, about the way. Up. Here's an interesting thing actually, let me just show you. Oh no, can I? I can't, but I'm going to show you their teeth now. They're 2.5-year-olds. They have their full mouth until they're 2, and then they lose the front 2 teeth here. They lose these teeth here, and then they have the 3-year-old teeth. So the 3-year-old teeth are just starting to come down now. I must do a video on how to age ponies, but they need to move out of my way because I won't be able to get the cattle out. So what I have here now is another lane. So the ponies were up here, and I have this fence here that kept the cattle in and out of the way. So the ponies could come up along this area and up to that hill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this off. Look at these little shits. I'm going to close this off that the ponies are out of my way, and that will open up the gap for the cattle to move on down. So if these behave, I'll be able to do that, but I won't be able to do it while I'm recording. So they're desperate, curious, very friendly. This lad here, Potchine, he's literally just sitting there. It's sitting in your pocket. I know I have head collars on them now. I must take them off. I don't tend to leave them on. I don't like leaving head collars on. My phone is going to die actually. It's gone black. So let me just press stop for a sec. It's actually looking far better on the lower side here. I've finished the video, but I'm going to stick this in the middle. I have the cattle all in. I'm going down for my ponies. But yeah, the grass is looking far nicer on the lower side here. So I will let you get back to the middle of the video. The end of the video. So my battery is literally on 4%, so I don't know how long this phone is going to stay on. But let me just, the cattle are there. I'm after flying in reverse ahead of them. So they're going to come up this lane here and come in here hopefully. And this is the bit of grass that they're going to pick now. It's green, it's not amazing, but they will definitely get a day's full grass out of it, and a little bit of silage, as I say, to just to keep them topped up. So I'm very pleased with what has grown in here. This was the experimental field, the original experimental field, where I allowed it to go to full growth. I allowed it to, now I get my words mixed up now, the cattle are coming and they have me sidetracked, but I allowed it to go to full maturity and I trampled it down. I did several different things to this, so anything I do differently I tend to do it on this field first. So basically I'm rushing here now, but what I was doing here is allowing the ponies to come in after the cattle and graze it down to the clay. So this was grazed to the clay, and a lot of them rushes were picked off as well in October after the cattle had gone through. So as I said earlier, this has had 112 days rest, and this is the sweet picking that we have grown over the winter time. Now it was very mild up until the last bit of a cold spell we had, so this is the kind of growth that we're getting. Now I know I'm rushing and I'm starting to whisper. I'm going to reverse here a bit and over with my quad and let the cattle through. Here they come, and I'm slipping every place. It's gone very slippy now today. We had lovely hard frost and I was able to travel greatly, so it's definitely thawed out. Look at them coming now. I'll stand here quietly. They know exactly where they're going. Come on. Look at this madness. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now we have the anxiety ridden ones that won't come up because they want to get in quicker. 19 in all. Come on, come on, come on. This is a move I enjoy. I can stand back and just watch it happen. But I'm going to walk on down to make sure them cats don't go under the wire because I don't like them doing it. Maverick, come on in here, you. If I walk down the inside of the wire, they tend to stay out and go around the back of me. Go on, have manners, you. And just this last little rony heifer here. Come on, girl, don't let me down now. Not at all. Look at that, even still she had to go under the wire. Right, I will go down, check my ponies, move them in, double check my fence here, get the power on. My donkey's already roaring if you hear him. And that'll be me sorted for the next 24 hours. So we can see they go straight for the silage. So even with grass, they like to eat the silage. But they will kind of half fill up on this and go for the grass and then go back to it and mix it all up. So yeah, on the 12th of January, Christmas was kind of extended this year with the hard frost and the snow, so we had a kind of a festive feel right up until yesterday. A lot of Christmas tree lights are still around. But on the 12th of January, I will say good luck, Happy New Year, and goodbye.